The episode opens up in Xandar at the Nova headquarters, where the Guardians are disguised in Nova Corps security uniforms. The Guardians are searching for yet another Pandorian Crystal, but Drax isn't too thrilled with lying. The Guardians find Korman Titus trying to get Supergiant into her cell and call on them to help. They play along, but when Titus asks Drax to enter the cell door, he hesitates. Drax is still bothered by them lying to everyone. Rocket finds out that the vault is protected by voice ID, and Peter has a recording of Titus's voice in his helmet and manages to open the vault. Drax starts getting used to the lying. Rocket tries to disable the force field, but presses a wrong button, making an alarm go off. Instead of disabling the force field, Rocket breaks open Supergiant's cell. Supergiant attacks Peter and Drax, thinking they're Nova Corps, and as Peter tries to convince her they're not, Drax does the opposite. At the control room, Rocket and Groot disable the force field, and Gamora takes the crystal. Gamora gets caught by two supernova guards. Rocket and Groot try to stop Supergiant, but she breaks loose. Gamora escapes the guards and finds the rest of the Guardians. She inserts a needle in Supergiant's neck and immobilizes her. The Guardians leave Nova Corps, but Titus sees them. Back on the ship, and with the last Pandorian Crystal, the Guardians now can complete the Cosmic Cube map. Before Peter can insert the last one, a callback from Nova Corps tells them that there's a civilian ship falling in their perimeter and needs help. The Guardians are still on their radar. The Guardians see the ship, and Drax, still convinced he's Nova Corps, jumps out of the Milano to rescue the children on the ship. Peter follows him, and they make a painful landing. Rocket, Groot, and Gamora land the falling ship on Xandar with the others safely. Titus arrests the Guardians, throws them in cells, and takes everything including the Cosmic Cube. In order to not send them to prison, he proposes a deal. He tells them if they infiltrate a gang called the Black Order, which Supergiant belongs to, and stop them from unloading a dangerous weapon on the black market, he'll let them go. They agree to the deal. The scene starts with Guardians walking in on planet Ilsel 4. Peter locates the Black Order and approaches them with a business proposal, but they aren't having it, and Ebony Maw, with his telepathic powers, orders him to give them his weapon and admit why he's here. He does both, and reveals that he's working for Nova Corps. Ebony Maw's powers don't work on Gamora, Rocket, or Groot, and when it comes to Drax, he tells them that he hates Nova Corps and attacks Peter as an act. The Guardians go along with and use Supergiant to convince the others that they met her in lockup and that she convinced them to take the deal, go undercover with Nova Corps, and warn the Order about Nova Corps trying to seize their weapon. The Guardians, minus Peter, try to dig up the weapon for them. Peter awoke Ebony, and he admits that they're all working together. They find the weapon, and when they open it, they find Ronan the Accuser's universal weapon. Before the Black Order sets off to deliver it to Thanos, they stop the Guardians. The Guardians attack the Black Order, and Ebony Maw orders Peter to attack them. Drax tells him to resist the mind control, but it doesn't work. As the Guardians continue to fight, Ebony Maw gives Peter his weapon back and tells him to finish Drax off. Peter shoots Drax with his weapon. Titus shows up, threatens to annihilate all of them, and tells them he'll keep the weapon for himself. The Guardians find out that it was all a setup and that he's corrupt. He tries to attack them, but the Guardians fight him alongside the Black Order. Ebony attempts to mind control Titus, but fails. Titus tells them he joined Nova Corps to sell units on the black market, and will sell this one to the Collector. Peter records him and broadcasts it to Nova HQ. Titus shoots at Peter and misses. Drax attacks Titus and the ceiling falls on them. Drax emerges with the weapon from the rubble. Nova Corps arrests Titus and the Guardians back at the Milano, complete the map to the Cosmic Seed. Drax finds out that Peter was faking being mind-controlled and attacks him. The episode opens up on Xandar at the Nova headquarters, as they discuss Ronan the Accuser's death and that now Thanos will be looking for a replacement. Rocket and Drax are spying on Nova Corps back on the Milano. They explain that Ronan's death created a power vacuum, and that Thanos will name the new general soon from his children and lieutenants, Nebula, Korath, and Gamora. Rocket questions Gamora's allegiance. She decides to leave because the Guardians don't trust her, and Peter tries to comfort her. They locate the Cosmic Seed's location, but it changes. They approach planet Sarawat, and their ship gets caught by a tentacled creature. The Guardians try to escape the tentacled creature, but the ship's jets and guns fail. Rocket, Peter, Drax, and Groot try to stop the creature and use the ship's space pods. They try to stop it from the inside. The creature's insides attack the Guardians, and they try to destroy its membrane. Rocket loses the pod when he gets attacked and escapes with Groot, while Peter leaves his pod to destroy the membrane. When they leave, their ship and Gamora are gone. When they land on Sarawat, they find the ship, but not Gamora. The Guardians think she betrayed them, but Peter thinks she's been kidnapped. He jumps on the pod and sets off to find her, leaving the Guardians behind to fix the ship. Peter arrives on planet Otanik and finds Gamora lying on the snow. When he approaches her, she's acting. A ship approaches, and Nebula comes off and asks Gamora why she called her here. Gamora tells Nebula that Korath attacked her and took the Cosmic Cube. She tries to convince her to work together, take the cube from Korath, and gain back Thanos' good graces. Nebula tells her that the rumors are true, and that Gamora wants to be the new general. Gamora tells Nebula that she wants her included because they both won't allow Korath to be Thanos' favorite. Peter, confused, is convinced that Gamora is setting her sister up, but she proves him wrong. Gamora attacks Peter and tells him that he shouldn't have trusted her. Nebula asks Gamora to kill Peter, but she tells Nebula that she can't, since he's the only person who can operate the cosmic cube. Nebula contemplates what she'll do, and when Peter tries to interfere, Gamora hits him. Gamora, Nebula, and Peter, now in a cell, are on Korath's ship. Peter tries to leave through the vents. While Gamora and Nebula are constructing a plan to take down Korath, he shows up in a hologram and asks why Nebula is in this sector. He doesn't see Gamora. Korath and Nebula argue, and she tells Korath that Gamora told him that his Korath spies attacked her and took the cube, while Korath tells Nebula that Gamora told him to meet her on his ship to receive the crypto cube. Nebula finds out that Gamora lied to them both. When Nebula turns to Gamora for answers, she's gone. Gamora runs through the ship and sends a message to Groot that she'll signal for him when they're ready to get picked up. Back on the ship, Rocket finds out that Gamora and Groot and the Guardians understand that it was all a plan. Gamora goes to find Peter in his cell, but he's gone. She takes his weapons, while Peter is being chased by Korath's guards. Peter tells her that he knew that it was all a setup because he trusts her. She explains her plan to him and Nebula finds them. Back on the Milano, Rocket is listening to Nebula's new plan. Nebula tells Korath that they should fly to Sarawat, eliminate the Milano and Guardians, and then move from there. Rocket tells Groot to cloak them, but it's not working, so Groot shields the ship by creating trees around it. Nebula can't locate the ship. She orders them to carpet bomb the region. Peter and Gamora start an attack and disarm Nebula. Gamora launches rockets on Korath, and as retaliation, he in return attacks the ship, destroying it. Drax attempts to use Ronan the Accuser's weapon to power the Milano to get to Peter and Gamora. Peter and Gamora try to escape in the pod, but are attacked by Korath. They fight. Drax and the others try to control Milano. Nebula takes control of the ship and tries to find the cube, but Drax attacks her with Ronan's weapon, destroying the entire ship and leaving the weapon behind. Korath finds Gamora's archival map of the cube, and Nebula seizes Ronan's weapon. Back on Milano, the Guardians understand that they have real competition on their hands now that Nebula and Korath know about the map. The Guardians have some competition on their hands now that Thanos and his children are going after the Cosmic Seed. I enjoyed watching the children of Thanos fight, but was dying for Thanos to make an appearance. Maybe it'll happen in the coming episode. This brings us to the end of today's video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel to get more videos like this one. Your support helps us grow. And tell me, what do you think of these episodes? Will the Guardians get to the Cosmic Seed before the others do? Let me know in the comments below. I read all of them. And if you're watching till now, thank you. I'll see you in another video soon.